views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Speakers and Leaders Hour. You may notice that our regular host, Dave Wilkins, is not with us in front of the camera tonight. However, Dave is behind the scenes helping us as he's recuperating from an illness, and we hope he'll be joining us back in front of the camera very soon. The Speakers and Leaders Hour is on Public Access TV once a month on the first Tuesday night of the month from 7 to 8 p.m., courtesy of the Allen County Public Library. Our typical format is to talk about Toastmasters the first half hour, and then about parliamentary procedure the second half hour. Tonight, we are devoting the complete hour to discussing Toastmasters and how it benefits you and me. Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of meeting locations. It is headquartered in California, and the organization has more than 260,000 members in over 12,500 clubs in 113 countries. So you could say they're just a little bit big, and they've been around for a while. Actually, since 1924, Toastmasters has helped thousands of people of all backgrounds and all groups become more confident to be in front of an audience. And confidence is the key to everything we do in life, whether it's in front of an audience, behind the scenes, or in everyday life. Like many well-functioning organizations, Toastmasters has different components, and tonight we're here to discuss Toastmasters District 11, its current leadership, its incoming leadership, and how these folks help to provide outstanding service to all of us, and most of the time, none of us even know about it. Our TV show is interactive, and we will periodically have a phone number on the screen and hope you call in with comments and questions, because this show is about all of you. We will start our program tonight with our current 2010-2011 District Governor, Alan Shaner, and have him share his thoughts about the current year. Then we'll move on to incoming 2011-2012 District Governor, Walter Wolfe, and he will share his plans for the next year. We will then have Division B area governors Patricia Knaebe, Peggy and Linda Demorest share their thoughts on being area governors and what they think the next year will look like for each of them. We are blessed that Patricia and Peggy are joining us again this year because we're just finishing up the current year. But Linda's brand new, so we're looking forward to having all three of them for a very exciting year for Division B. And I'm your humble host, Bob Norris, and I'm Division B Governor, and also sitting in as Area 21 Governor this year. Now, please join me in giving a warm Toastmasters welcome to distinguished Toastmaster Alan Shaner and current District 11 Governor.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for inviting us into your home this evening. What I want to tell you about first is Toastmasters International is divided up into districts worldwide. There's about 93 districts at this time. This in Indiana is District 11, and it's composed of the entire state of Indiana and the northern 35 counties of Kentucky. Each year, the district governor of District 11 is charged with trying to complete the 4 critical success factors of Toastmasters. Those 4 critical success factors are: 1 is the amount of competent communicator awards that our members earn throughout the Toastmaster year. The second thing is the amount of advanced communicator awards that our Toastmasters earn throughout the Toastmaster year. The third factor is the increasing of the amount of clubs that we have in District 11, and our goal is for a 3% increase. So this year, if we meet our goals, we will have 150 clubs. Also, our fourth critical success factor is the number of members that we have in our Toastmaster district throughout the year. And again, we strive for a 3% increase in our membership. For the past 2 years, District 11 has missed meeting one of these critical success factors. And the one critical success factor that we have missed is our membership. We have met our CC goals, we have met our AC goals, and we have met our club goals for the last 2 years. But our membership 2 years ago, we came in at 99.6% of our goal. We only missed it by less than 1/2%. Last year, we came in at 99.4%. Again, we barely missed it by 1/2%. This year, we're on track to complete our club goals, to complete our CCs and our ACs. In fact, right now, with just 23 days to go, we're only down 2 clubs, and we have 2 clubs that we're getting ready to send paperwork in on. So we'll meet our club goals. We've already met our Competent Communicator Awards, and we've already met our Advanced Communicator Awards. But right now, we are down by almost 1% of meeting our membership goals. But we have 23 days left, and 1% translates into about 300 members. Well, with 150 clubs, that means each club would need to gain approximately 2 members between now and the end of June. I believe this can be done. And what have we been doing about this? For the last several weeks, we have updated the presidents of each club since our spring conference in April of where the district stands on club goals and where we stand on our membership goals. On April 29th, we were down 22 clubs that either had not paid their dues or that we needed to charter. And today, we're only down 2 clubs. So we've made tremendous progress in 4 short weeks. Our membership goals on April 29th, we were down by 739 members. Today, we're down approximately 370, but that number changes every Friday, and we already know that the number will be 300 or lower come this Friday. So we're making tremendous progress. And this is the big push to get all this completed by the end of the Toastmaster year. And like any goal, you have to work, you have to stretch yourself, you have to make it happen. And your goal is usually not completed until right before the deadline. And that's our goal this year, is to make that deadline of June 30th, complete that final goal of increasing our membership by 3% this year and put us over the top so the district has met all of its goals for the year. With that, I will return control of this back to our MC of the evening, Mr. Bob Norris.
Thank you, Alan.
It's been a very interesting, challenging, but rewarding year being part of the Executive Council for District 11. We have fabulous leadership. And the one beautiful part of Toastmasters for me is that we always have a nice, smooth handoff between leadership each year to year, and we always have the best of the best who are our top 3. Now I'd like to take a moment and welcome our incoming district governor. And he has a special, shall we say, pet welcome that we use because his last name is Wolfe. And so at many of the meetings we give what's typically called a Wolfe howl. So please join me in welcoming the 2011-2012 District 11 District Governor, Walter Wolfe, with a special
Thank you, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters, good evening and welcome to this program. I am here to tell you about the mission as Toastmasters has decided for this coming year. Our mission in the district is to assure each new member, each existing member will attain the level of success that they're looking forward to. Now, some of you may try to say to yourselves, what kind of success are we talking about? What we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, and future Toastmasters, is we're not talking about public speaking, we're talking about communications. We're talking about listening, and we're talking about leadership. This is what we are all striving for. For without all three of these, communication, listening, and leadership skills, we find ourselves sometime in places that we wish we were not, simply because we have not experienced these three methods. In Toastmasters, we want you to be able to reach your success level at your pace. This is not something that's going to be decided upon how soon or how often you are going to do anything within Toastmasters. This is your pace. This is your decision. Now, each of us has a voice on the inside of us that wants to be heard, but we are afraid. Many of us have fear of being able to communicate with one another because we're afraid. We are afraid we will say the inappropriate thing. We are afraid that we will not be taken seriously. This voice on the inside of a lot of us is so strong that we seek ways to relieve this voice, to bring this voice forward. And this is Toastmasters. Toastmasters is where you want to come. We are a servant leadership. These two gentlemen here, Bob and Alan, they are servient leaders. The ladies to my left are servient leaders. These ladies are doing volunteer work. We all are volunteers. We receive no compensation for what we do. It is the love of watching people grow, watching people develop, watching people turn into more than what they were when they started. It is my firm belief that my mission of a lifetime, has been awarded me by virtue of my fellow Toastmasters, allowing me to serve them. And this is the Toastmaster way, allowing people to grow, allowing people to serve, allowing people to be more than what they were. If you're looking for this, if you're wanting this, if you have a desire for this, Toastmasters is where you want to be. Division B is a strong, growing division. We have 7 divisions throughout the district. Division B is set just at a prime point, just waiting to explode. And this is what we're waiting for Division B to do, is to grow. And with your help, I know it can happen. So I ask you this, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grow, if you want to experience the thrill of watching others grow, if you want to experience the thrill of saying, I am a success, Toastmasters is where you want to be. Toastmasters is where you should be. Come join us and be more than what you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. One thing about Toastmasters, they're very enthusiastic about what they do, when they do it, and how they do it. And as Walter said, we don't get paid any money for this. It actually, a lot of times, costs us money. But we love what we do. We love seeing people grow. Nothing can buy that feeling when you see someone accomplished, when you see someone be more than what they thought they could be. When you see that person walk up and they're so scared, their hands are shaking literally, and their voice breaks up and cracks. And later on you walk up and see them when you go to the meeting and they just take command of the room and they move around. And you go, wow, I was blessed to be part of it and to see these people just blossom like a rose. And we have 3 roses with us tonight. 3 great ladies who are going to be part of my team. And they help me to make sure that Division B runs well and does very good. And we will start out tonight with our incoming Area 24 Governor, Patricia Knaebe, Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze. Please give a warm welcome to Patricia Knaebe. Patricia.
Thank you, Master Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and especially guests at home. We welcome you to our program this evening, and I would like to echo the welcome and the enthusiasm that the speakers who have already spoken have issued to you. My goal tonight is to talk about what it was like for my first year as area governor and what challenges I had and what did I learn from my year as area governor. I want to go back to the beginning, though, the history of when I became a Toastmaster. And I became a Toastmaster through the Red Cross Toastmaster Club we chartered in April of 2006. My goal at the time was to elevate my speaking skills to a different level, to a higher level. But little did I know that there was a leadership track to this club, to this program. And my first year as a Toastmaster, I really focused on my Competent Communicator Manual to get those first 10 speeches under my belt and get my first Toastmaster pin. Little did I realize that I was forgetting a very important track of the Toastmasters program, and that's the leadership track. I took out my Competent Leader Manual, which I received at the same time that I received my Competent Communicator Manual, dusted it off because by this time it was a year old, and I started working through the manual and realized that this was a very important track of Toastmasters and that it deserved as much attention as the speaking portion of the program did. So I started working at that, and I eventually achieved my Competent Leader pin and that status. Around that time, I started realizing that there was more to this club than what was at the club level. That there were higher ups that would come to the club and visit us, that there were people beyond those area governors who came and visited as well, and became curious about it. As I delved into what it takes to become a distinguished Toastmaster, I realized I needed to step up and take part in some of these leadership roles. So, with the assistance of a few of my mentors, Bob Norris and Peggy Ball, I took on the role of area governor, not realizing at all what I was getting myself into. I did learn a lot this last year, and I hope to take those lessons into the next year and be even more successful this coming year as I was in the last year, or comparatively speaking, a little bit more successful than last year. So what did I learn this last year? Well, the first thing I learned is go visit your clubs. Go make sure that your clubs know who you are and they can put a face with the name that they see and they hear in the telephone calls and the emails that they receive. So visit the clubs and make sure that your visit is impactful. Make sure you greet every single member of the club and that you come prepared to sit down with the officers of the club and discuss the progress of the club. And come prepared also with a speech that you can give to the club to motivate the club to higher levels. There is nothing like leading by example, and a strong leader needs to be able to say to those they lead, you know what, I was in your position once and I want to help you along and I want to bring you to the next level with me. The second thing I learned was complete all of your paperwork. This is very important. This is a way that Toastmasters International knows what's going on at the club level, because believe it or not, all the way up at the international level, they need to know what's going on at the club level. As we talk at our training that we go to, it is important to not only manage the clubs, but help each of the members who wants to move along in their programs, because as each member is strong, so is the club strong. As each club is strong, so is the area strong, and on it goes, upward to the international level. Another thing I learned as an area governor is If you tell a club you're going to do something, by golly, you better do it. Follow through is so important. Having that commitment to doing what you say you're going to do. If I tell a club president I'm sending an email, by gosh, I'd better do that when I get back to my computer and get back to my internet and follow up with the information I said I would share with him or her. That's very, very important as far as building the trust with the clubs that you are managing. Also, and this is in conjunction with the last point, let the club know that you are there for them. Go to your visits, make your phone calls to set those appointments ahead of time. Send an advanced email with the report form that says, these are the elements we're going to talk about during my visit. So prepare your club president ahead of time and the club officers ahead of time, and then follow up with them and let them know that you will be there for them. And being there for them is more than just words. The words, I'm there for you, are fine, but unless you back it up with some action, such as, what are we going to do about your membership that's slipping? What programs can we put into place? How can I help you grow? What tools can I assist you with to help you be the best that you can be? Another thing I learned as an area governor is to tap into the wonderful, great resources that are around me every single day. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Me doing it by myself, I'll be honest with you, I can't. I can't do it by myself. It is a total team effort. And I'll also tell you, I've always been a person who decided that I'm great on a team as long as I can lead that team. Well, guess what? I'm not the leader of this large team. I'm a person who is following a mission, following a goal, and I am following those who have come before me and who have learned, and I want to learn from them, learn from their mistakes, learn from their successes. We are a team, and we grow and we learn together. The last thing I would like to share is be your most excellent self. Be as good as you can be. Put your best foot forward when working with your clubs. This is very, very important. If I were to walk into a club and talk about what a lousy day I'm having, how terrible the weather is, gosh, I hope my car doesn't run out of gas before I get to a gas station, my attitude is going to be very contagious to that club. And I don't want to be a downer, if you will, for the club. It is my job to go in positive, upbeat, going in with a goal, going in with a purpose, looking at what they are doing right, what they are doing that could be improved upon, and saying, you know what? Let's work on these things we can improve upon. You can do it. I'm here to help you. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to give you suggestions. If I don't have the answer, I have resources who do have the answers, and I'm going to help you along. It is my job to put a positive foot forward for the clubs to help them be everything they can be. Master Toastmaster.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, Bob.
The wonderful part about being division governor and the opportunity to be division governor again is, again, experiencing the growth, not only in the people, but experiencing the growth in the leadership of the people around you. I've seen fabulous changes in Patricia and Peggy, and I know I'll see the same with Linda. I've seen some fabulous changes with our top leadership, because I know as each one has moved forward, they have grown into their roles. We probably all have expectations of what's going to happen, but when we get to that point, we may go, oh, this is a little bit different than what I thought it was. Now what do I do? But Toastmasters has a wonderful support team. We're getting close to a break here, and by then I hope that folks will have seen the number on the screen and called in with some questions. But what I want to talk a little bit about before the break, and then we'll go back to our next speaker after the break, is why you would want to be with Toastmasters. Well, Toastmasters, we don't make toasters, we simply help people. We help them become better than they think they are. I believe that inside of us, each and every one of us has a person that can come out and be a great leader and a great speaker. But oftentimes we get scared. We don't know what to do. Studies indicate that more people fear public speaking than they do death. And you might think that sounds crazy. Why would anyone fear public speaking more than dying? The answer is simple. You only die once. You can die 100 times when you're in front of a group, whether it's a group like this, at a club, a church. Maybe you have a business organization, and in the process, you go up, and 9 times out of 10, they're not going to remember if you made a mistake that last time. Everybody's got their own stuff. But when you get up there, if you don't have that confidence, if you don't have that feeling of, man, I really can do this better, or you got those little ghosts sitting on your shoulder that sit there and say, oh my goodness, you screwed it up last time. What's going to happen this time? What makes you think you're good enough? Did I practice enough? Did I comb my hair? Did I remember to shave? And heaven forsakes, I hope I can keep my hands out of my pockets, because these are little things that we run into. When we join a Toastmasters club, there's one person that's the most important person in that club. That's the individual member. None of the leadership we talk about. We're here as a support group. We're here to make the individual member better. You might think that's crazy because in some organization, the pyramid goes like this. Everybody's down here until you finally get to one person that's at the top all by themselves. But I like to think of Toastmasters as flipping that pyramid. You have all the members as the people that are important, and as you go, the leadership is there to balance, to support, and to provide encouragement and knowledge to move forward. This is a standard with every club. We have a number of clubs in the Fort Wayne area, and we'll discuss those a little bit after the break, and so that way we can tell you, come see us on such and such a time. Come see us here, come see us there. But Toastmasters allows you to gain confidence so that you can be with better listening, better thinking, and then better speaking. Because that way, when you get up and say something, you can say, this is what I meant to say. Not, oops, I hope you heard me say something that I meant to say, but it actually came out differently. Toastmasters, as I said, has a number of different clubs in the area, and we are almost to the break time. And I hope that when you see the number on the screen that all of you will call in with a question, because again, this will be an interactive session. So we're just about ready for the break. I think we have just a few seconds. So please look at the screen, get the phone number, and please call in because we would love to hear from you. And that's what this program is about. Not us, it's about all of you.
Thank you very much. And now for our next speaker, Stanley Glitchner.
Speaking in public doesn't have to be a death sentence. At Toastmasters, we can help you overcome your fears.
I'd like to begin tonight with a little joke. This guy, he's a farmer, and he says, hey, hello, sorry. But seriously, folks.
Speaking in public is no joke.
Doctor says, chicken says...
For help, call Toastmasters, the public speaking support group.
The chicken.
All the education in the world won't help you get ahead in life if you can't express your ideas effectively. Every day, competition for advancement gets tougher and tougher. You need an edge. A Toastmasters club can give you that edge. A low-cost learning experience for men and women. Toastmasters gives you the confidence to express your ideas to anyone. Toastmasters Edge.
What future do you envision for yourself? What dreams do you have? If you want your dreams to come true, you must have confidence in yourself and your abilities. A Toastmasters Club can help you build that confidence. A low-cost learning experience for men and women. Toastmasters shows you how to express yourself clearly and effectively. Make your dreams a reality. Join a Toastmasters Club.
Welcome back. We're now in the second half hour of our Speakers and Leaders Hour, and we hope that some of you will want to call in and ask us questions. In the meantime, I'd like to ask Walter Wolfe to come back up to the lectern because he would like to talk a little bit about the DTM, or Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Walter Wolfe.
Thank you. Thank you. I hear that greeting quite often, and it just warms the cockles of my heart, so to speak. But ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters, in Toastmasters, we have different levels of education awards. We start out with the CC, which stands for Competent Communicator. Then we have a CL, which is Competent Leader. And then we go to AC, Advanced Communicator. Advanced Communicator Bronze, Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Communicator Gold. And then we have the leaders, Advanced Leader Bronze, Advanced Leader Silver. And then we have DTM. And what's DTM? DTM is Distinguished Toastmaster. This is the highest level that you can reach in Toastmasters as far as education and leadership awards go. This is a path that once you are starting on this path, it is a path that is filled with challenges, it's filled with rewards, it's filled with pride, and it's filled with a sense of I did it. Now, of course, the DTM is not meant for everyone because a lot of people do not choose to follow the path of DTM. But we have quite a few people here tonight who are DTMs. And one of those DTMs I would like to talk about. This person, named Bob Norris, is first and foremost a friend of mine. Second, he is a Toastmaster. Third, he is a Division B governor, Toastmaster. Division governors are elected by their peers. So this is not a situation that Bob just said, I want to step into. He was elected as Division B governor. And as district governor incoming, I will say that Bob has done a tremendous job. He has helped this district find itself again, get it on an even keel, and is starting now to create a wake in the water of Toastmasters. So with this, I would like to introduce our outgoing district governor, Alan Shaner. And Alan, please come to the lectern, please.
Thank you, Walter. Bob, on behalf of Toastmasters International, I want to honor you with the earning of your Distinguished Toastmasters Award. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Would you like to say a few words?
I'm a Toastmaster. Would I like to say a few words? With Toastmasters, sometimes it's not a few words, it's how many words can we just get away with. A Distinguished Toastmaster is the highest award, and I'm very honored to be bestowed this award. But the Distinguished Toastmaster is something that each and every one of us in the audience, in this room, can achieve if you want. And you can achieve that because it is about helping others and about sharing with others. One of my favorite phrases was by a gentleman named Albert Pines, who was a biographer for Mark Twain. And he said, what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others and the world remains and is immortal. Toastmasters is about leaving a fabulous legacy for everyone else.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now we will have our next area governor. I'm kind of at a little bit of a loss for words there. I'll get over it. Our next area governor is repeating again this year, and I'm glad she is because she's a very valuable member of our team, Area 23 Governor Peggy Ball, a Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Leader Bronze. Please welcome Peggy Ball. Peggy.
Thank you, Bob, and fellow Toastmasters, especially our guests and you viewers. Tonight I would like to talk about the leadership tract also. I guess you can probably see a theme going here. When I joined Toastmaster 5 years ago, I knew very little about the mission of Toastmasters. My assumptions were very few. The only thing I really knew about Toastmasters was that it could improve my speaking skills. While I have improved my speaking skills, I have made bigger strides improving my leadership abilities. We've heard a lot of talk tonight about our leaders, and we strive to be a leader, but I would like to talk a little bit about how we can do that and why would we want to. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. In Toastmasters, members learn leadership skills by taking on various meeting assignments and roles, and by working in the competent leadership manual that is provided to members. In our Toastmasters program, it's learning by doing. It's learning to speak by speaking. It's learning to be a leader by actually leading. We don't just sit in there and lecture members about leadership skills and hope they can put those in their mind and go do it. We give them responsibilities and offer help from mentors. Then you are asked to lead. In the leadership roles in Toastmasters can include club officer assignments that keep the club running efficiently and meeting roles that keep each meeting on track and running smoothly. In my years as a Toastmaster, I have served my club in various officer roles, including president, vice president of education, and sergeant of arms. Serving in various officer roles has helped me improve my skills, such as planning meetings and special events, and working in cooperation with other leaders and club members. I think Patricia talked earlier about not always being the one in charge. And sometimes that's hard when you get a lot of people that are Toastmasters and kind of want to be in charge or want to improve their skills so they want to be in charge. Being able to be cooperative with other leaders and club members is very important. Improve your skills in life, because obviously in life we're always having to cooperate with others. As the Vice President of Education, I gained experience setting meeting agendas, soliciting members to fill the meeting roles, and helped other members meet their educational goals. And while I'm helping other members meet their goals, I'm learning a valuable skill in leadership. During regular meetings, the roles reinforce the need to be prepared for each meeting and the strength of being flexible when a role needs to be filled at the last minute. An example of a leadership role in a typical Toastmaster meeting is that of the Toastmaster. The Toastmaster for that particular meeting gains real-life experience as the host of the meeting and as the event planner before the meeting even happens. You can work with the other volunteers to organize a gathering with some flair. Some of us have jobs where we may want to be able to host a meeting, set the agendas, get people on our team, and plan a meeting with some flair. Back to our area governor we talked about. A year ago, I agreed to serve as an area governor, which has caused me to step out of my comfort zone even further. I have gleaned knowledge from educational events and by serving other clubs. But the best education is by networking with other area governors, such as my fellow area governors here, and other district officers in the division, and by visiting the clubs that I am charged with helping as their area governor. The best way to learn leadership is by doing leadership, and that's what Toastmasters offers. Now, I've done all this, but how has it really changed me, and what are we talking about when we say we can attain these goals? And is it just the goal of being the DTM in itself as the goal, or what's the goal that we can see in our life that might be helpful to us? The biggest change that I have seen in myself is at my work. I'm the manager of a small, highly specialized clinical laboratory at the American Red Cross here in Fort Wayne. Now, my employees are all highly educated and, for the most part, self-motivated. Before Toastmasters, I found that I could relate a lot easier to my subordinates if I rather looked at myself as an equal rather than their boss. Now, that sometimes works, doesn't always work, because I have strong employees who all have some leadership skills and some strong opinions. I've a lot of times dreaded to make decisions that might not be popular or that I might have to manage some personnel or performance issues that aren't very comfortable. I have learned to use some of the leadership skills I've gained through Toastmasters, and I can manage these situations. I still don't look forward to having to do that, though. I have recently gotten feedback from both my immediate boss and from her boss about how I have matured in my leadership ability as a manager over the past few years. They have seen me gain self-confidence and improved communication skills. When I hear a compliment like that, I can't wait to give Toastmasters the credit. This is one time when I can say that I am pleased that my initial assumptions about something were wrong. My initial assumptions were that I could probably improve my leadership skills or my speaking skills, but that was about it. I've found that I can definitely have improved my leadership skills, which have benefited me, not just at work like I mentioned, but in my life in general. And I want to challenge every one of you out there in our listening audience to give the leadership program in Toastmasters your attention.
Thank you, Peggy. It's wonderful to see the growth in Patricia and Peggy, and I'm sure they'll even experience more growth in the upcoming year. One of the themes that Alan has had this year is mentoring. This is where we help someone grow. This is where we take them by the hand. Or as Walter says, reach back and pull up. This is part of being a mentor. These two ladies will be fabulous mentors for Linda, because I don't know all the answers, and I did once and they changed the questions. So this time we will have great mentors, and we will keep the team going and keep a smooth pass of the baton. So next up is our incoming Area 22 Governor, Linda Demorest. Linda.
Thank you, Bob. Well, as Bob has said, I'm new here, guys, so bear with me. I would like to go back, as Patricia did, to how I got started. I was first introduced to Toastmasters in 2008 when I was working at Kitty Hawk, and at the time, one of our previous Toastmasters was also working there. As we got to know each other, she started telling me about some of the different activities that they did, and I told her about some of my goals that I wanted to become a speaker. I was working on becoming a writer, and if you're going to write books, then you got to be able to go out and talk about them. Well, she told me, you know, Toastmasters would be just the thing for you. So I kind of let it pass. In fact, it passed for about 6 months. But I finally agreed to attend a Toastmasters meeting. And I went to our group, which is the Bearfield Toastmasters, number 6089. They gave me such a warm welcome. They were friendly, and they put me at ease. They didn't require something of me. And that was the biggest thing that I was worried about, because I didn't know anybody there. And as far as getting up and speaking to them, I'm good one-on-one, but in a group. But that's the thing with Toastmasters. They don't ask you to start right out doing a 5 or 10 minute speech. The fact is, your first speech is an icebreaker where you introduce yourself to the rest of the club members. So that got me started on speaking. But as has been pointed out by some of our other area governors, speaking is only a part of Toastmasters. It also teaches us leadership skills. I joined the club in April, and now officer elections are in June, and ours was a small club. And the first thing I knew, I was president. And I have been now president for the past 2 years. And it has been so much fun. I've learned a lot, and I have a great group of club officers. We have a great time. Now I'm going up another step to be an area governor. As was pointed out by some of our other area governors, from now on, I'm not just working with one club, but I have 4 clubs besides my own that I will be working with. I won't be out there giving them orders. First of all, I want to get to know them, because no person is the same, no club is the same. They're not run the same, although hopefully they are following Toastmaster guidelines. But the important thing is to get to know what that club is like, what those members are like, what are their goals, what are their dreams. Maybe, as was pointed out, they're not into leadership. Maybe they just want to learn how to communicate better within their own family. Maybe they want to be able to become a speaker for women's groups or something, as one of our ladies in our Toastmasters group has become. It doesn't matter. Communication, as Bob said, is listening and then thinking and then speaking. And that's the Toastmaster goal, to help each one of us grow, to become the person that God meant us to be, to become someone who can add to society. And that is our Toastmaster mission, to help each person who chooses to join us become better. Not that you're not good already, but you know what I mean. The whole point being is, hey, we all need to make changes in our lives. So why not have fun while you're doing it? And Toastmasters is one of the best places I know where you can do that. You can learn how to speak better, be more comfortable in your speaking, and if you choose to get into the leadership side of it more, who knows? Mr. Wolfe is not going to be the head of our district forever. And there's going to need to be somebody else to come up and replace him. Sorry, Mr. Wolfe. But that can be your goal. The whole point is Toastmasters is not difficult. And it's open to anyone. So please, give us a shot. Come and try us.
Well, you've noticed we've had some really great speakers tonight on the prepared speeches. We have a couple things we will go over tonight, such as promoting our Division B clubs, and I'm going to ask Alan to talk about, well, actually, Alan and Walter both to talk about the upcoming training in Indianapolis for TLI, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the humorous speech contest. But one thing I want to give you is a brief taste of what we do differently at Toastmasters versus critiquing. Critiquing is criticism. No one likes criticism. To me, when you hear constructive criticism, constructive goes out the window. We hear criticism. Toastmasters works on evaluation. Evaluating the person for what they did well, what they can improve, and then wrapping it up and giving them encouragement to come back. And I would like to have Patricia Knaebe come up and do an evaluation of Alan Shaner's speech. Patricia.
Thank you, Master Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests at home, and especially Alan. It is my privilege to be able to evaluate you this evening. And the title of Alan's speech was District 11, The Final Stretch. This speech is based on persuading with power, and it is about, did Alan motivate and did Alan focus on giving you as the audience, giving us as Toastmasters a buy-in to the Toastmasters program. The first element was, did the speaker project sincerity and conviction? Alan is one of the most sincere people I know, and it really came through up here at the lectern this evening. He is very sincere, and he is very committed to Toastmasters as a club, and he's committed to the mission. Was the speaker a credible source of information about the topic? Alan is very credible. This is a man who is working on his 18th Competent Communicator Manual. Can we say type A personality? Absolutely. Alan went after distinguished Toastmasters with a vengeance and continues to lead by example. He's a very credible source to speak about Toastmasters. What I would have liked to have seen a little bit differently is a little bit more of a what's in it for me, as far as giving the viewers at home a little bit more of information about what is in it for you as far as Toastmasters goes. But the sincerity that Alan has and the conviction he has and how he has led is phenomenal, and the credibility is wonderful. Alan's speech was organized very effectively. He had good body language and vocal variety as he stood here at the lectern. And you'll notice our space is a little bit confined, so there's not a whole lot of galloping around like you might see on some talk shows. But as far as vocal inflection and hand gestures, Alan did a great job. Was I persuaded to accept the speaker's point of view? Of course I was. I'm here as an area governor, and I did not continue a second term as an area governor by mistake. It's through leaders like Alan and the rest that made me decide to stay and become a leader of this wonderful organization. Alan, you did a super job, and I really appreciated your speech this evening. Thank you.
When we talked about evaluation, again, you noted that she talked about what Alan did well. And then we all have areas we can improve with, whether it's gestures, what we do with our hands, what we don't do with our hands, how we use vocal variety, or other objects. And again, this is to encourage each and every one of us to want to return. This is a volunteer group. No one's holding a gun to your head to be here. But the sincerity of everyone helps us to grow. And it's like one big happy family. I call it the networking of speaking. When we talked about what's in it for you, one of the concepts of what's in it for you is to learn to communicate more effectively, become a better listener, raise your presentation skills, and look at increasing your leadership potential, all which we've talked about this evening. Now I'd like to take a moment or two and ask each of our area governors to tell us a little bit about their club that they would like to talk to us about, and we'll start with Linda. Tell us about your club, when it meets, where, and a little bit about it.
Well, we are Bearfield Toastmasters, 6089. We meet at Penguin Point every Tuesday. I can't cut that. We meet at Penguin Point on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock, except for the second Tuesday of the month, and the local car club beat us out on that one. But other than that, you can find us there every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. We're a group of about 14 members. We have a terrific time, and we'd love to see you come out. We're close to Waynedale, close to the Southeast Fort Wayne area here. Come and see us.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Peggy.
Well, I'm going to let Patricia talk about our own home club. We're both clubs. But Linda said that she was a member of a club that meets in the evening. There's also clubs that meet all kinds of days. And I'm going to give a little plug for a club that I've visited, and that's the Early Bird Toastmaster Club that meets on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. And they meet at the Parkward Church of God. So there is a time that you could, if any time of day or night, you could probably find a club that meets.
I'm a member of the American Red Cross Toastmasters Club, and we meet Tuesday at noon. Every other Tuesday is a half-hour meeting. We alternate between one-hour meetings and half-hour meetings to accommodate everybody's lunch schedule. We are also an open club, and we welcome you to join us at the American Red Cross on California Road.
And I am blessed to belong to two clubs. My first club and my home club is the Bob Lyman Club, which meets at Northcrest Pizza Hut the second and fourth Monday nights of the month, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. I also joined another club, which I helped coach to distinguished status, and this is the Smoky Montgomery Club, one of the oldest clubs in the area. They meet on the second and fourth Tuesday nights at Lutheran Hospital. We have a number of clubs around the area. They all have a similar format. The flavor is different by the people who are in each one. We're running out of time, so I guess we'll talk just real briefly. We're having the TLI come up very quickly, or Toastmasters Leadership Institute, which is an awesome event in Indianapolis. We encourage all the folks that may be watching that are Toastmasters or interested to contact us to come and join. We'll have our local officers training the last Saturday of June in downtown Allen County Public Library. And please also remember, this is the year that we will be doing our humorous speech contests. Our humorous speech contest involves a message with humor. And it's TLI.org is our website, toastmastersinternational.org. For those of you that would like some additional information, or please contact us. We'd be most happy to let you know about what we can do to help you. I'd like to take a moment and thank our camera crew, Bob and Patty Hunter, and our audio director, Dennis Osborne, and our overall director, Elizabeth Lord. I thank the folks behind the scene for allowing this to be a great, successful program here tonight. Our next program will be on July 5th. This will have a patriotic theme to it because this is the day after the 4th of July, the birth of our nation. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the audience and for those of you here, I thank all of you for being here and joining us this evening, and we hope we'll see you on July 5th.